So what exactly is Exadata? Exadata is hardware and a software platform to deploy Oracle databases. Exadata platform consists of the servers, the storage, the networking, and all the software required to run your Oracle database. And it also includes various management tools and utilities to manage the platform. And it also comes with expert support services from Oracle. Exadata provides highest performance, highest availability, highest scalability to your Oracle database. So basically, Exadata includes everything required to deploy Oracle database. It includes the servers. You have two types of servers in Exadata: database servers, storage servers. And you have networking. You have all the software like operating system software, Oracle database software, Oracle grid infrastructure software, Exadata software. So that way it is a platform on which you can deploy Oracle database. So why you want to deploy Oracle database on Exadata platform? This platform provides the highest performance for your Oracle database and the highest availability. And this platform is highly scalable platform. For any mission critical database deployments, these are the three ingredients required: highest performance, highest availability, highest scalability. Exadata provides all these and Exadata is designed by Oracle. It is a pre-configured machine. So you don't need to install any of these components. So traditionally, you do everything. You purchase a server, you install operating system, you install the storage, configure the storage, configure network, then finally deploy Oracle database. So different teams may do all these things in your organization, but end of the day, everything is done by the customer. When you purchase Exadata, Exadata is installed, configured by Oracle. So you don't do any installation, you don't purchase hardware components, you don't install them, you don't configure them. So it is a ready-made box. So just to purchase this Exadata box and plug it to your data center and deploy your Oracle databases. So that way it reduces your deployment time because it is pre-installed. Exadata is an engineered system. It is engineered system and it is engineered by Oracle Database Engineering team. It is pre-configured and optimized for Oracle database. Because it is pre-configured, it is ready to deploy. You don't install or configure Exadata and it is ready to deploy. It reduces your deployment time and you can quickly start running your Oracle database on Exadata platform. So Exadata includes all the hardware components, all the software components, which are pre-installed, pre-configured, optimized, highly tested by Oracle engineering team. And when you deploy Oracle database on Exadata, you get highest performance, highest availability, highest scalability. So today, Exadata platform is the highest performing platform when it comes to Oracle database. No other platform comes closer to Exadata when it comes to Oracle database. It was designed for Oracle database. All the components inside the Exadata system were carefully chosen, keeping in mind the requirements of Oracle database. All the hardware components are latest and high-end components. And the storage in Exadata has been re-architected by Oracle, keeping in mind the storage requirements for Oracle database. And there are some new software, new protocols, new algorithms that run on Exadata system. These new software, new protocols, new algorithms will not be there in the traditional database environments. So that's why Exadata is more powerful, high performance platform when it comes to deploying Oracle database. You can continue to deploy Oracle database on your generic server that you purchase from market, or you can choose Exadata platform. So if you want highest performance, Exadata platform is the best choice. And it is ideal platform to run all types of workloads. You can use Exadata to deploy any type of database workload, where it is OLTP workload, warehouse workload, analytical workload, or you can use for Exadata for IoT, gaming, financial services, and you can use it for database consolidation. It is optimized to run all types of workloads. Again, traditionally, you use different systems for different workloads. For example, for OLTP, you use a different kind of system. If you want to implement a warehouse, use a different kind of server. So that way, for a different type of workloads, you use a different type of hardware or servers in the traditional environment. But Exadata is all in one platform. It is optimized to handle any kind of workload. So this slide shows you the traditional approach using the generic hardware versus the engineered system like Exadata. Traditionally, if you want to deploy Oracle database, all the hardware required, all the software required will be purchased by you, installed by you before you deploy Oracle database. So you purchase the hardware, the servers, the storage, the network equipment from the market, and you install them. And this hardware which you purchase from the market is not optimized hardware. It is not optimized for Oracle database. You can deploy anything on that hardware. Whereas Exadata is optimized hardware. It is optimized for Oracle database. And it is exclusively engineered to deploy Oracle database. Whereas the generic hardware, you can deploy anything. And in the generic hardware, the traditional approach, you have database, you have storage. Your data is stored in the storage. And the data is processed on the database server. So whenever data need to be processed, that data will be pulled from the storage subsystem onto the database server where it is processed. On Exadata, there is something called offloading. Data intensive processing can be offloaded to the storage, processed inside the storage. Exadata uses a concept called storage server. Storage server is an intelligent server. It can understand Oracle database. Some of the database logic is built into the storage server. So because of that, database processing can be offloaded to the storage and processed inside the storage server itself. And only the matching results will be sent back to the database server. So that way, Exadata comes with many interesting features, engineered features that are not available in the traditional database environments. Because of this, Exadata gives you better performance or best performance compared to the traditional approach of deploying your Oracle database. So you will learn all these engineering features, interesting features, unique features that are available in Exadata as we progress in this course. So customers are free to deploy your Oracle databases following the traditional approach where you purchase your own servers, your own storage, your own network, and deploy, or you can purchase Exadata and deploy. So let us understand Exadata architecture, the building blocks of Exadata. Exadata includes all the hardware components and all the software required to deploy Oracle database. All these hardware components, all these software components are pre-installed, pre-configured, tuned, optimized by Oracle. So it is a thoroughly tested system that gives you the best possible performance for your Oracle database. So let us understand the building blocks of Exadata. Exadata includes many hardware components, but there are three primary components are the building blocks of the Exadata system. They are Exadata Database Server, Exadata Storage Server, which is also called Exadata Cell, and RDMA Network Fabric, which connects all these servers internally. So you have two types of servers that make up Exadata: database server, storage server, and the network that connects these servers together. This is high speed, high performance network, RDMA network. RDMA stands for Remote Direct Memory Access Network. So this is the most powerful networking technology compared to any other networking technology. RDMA network technology is the high speed network technology because Exadata is synonymous with high speed, high performance. So that means Oracle must use highly performing components in the system. Apart from these three primary components, there are various other components also, like you have something called power distribution units, AVM switches in some models, and network fabric switches, and other components that make up the system. But these three are the primary components. Now, in traditional environment, you will have database server. You will have storage. This storage can be internal storage of the database server or a network attached storage like a SAN storage or NAS storage. But there is no concept called storage server in the traditional environment. So Exadata uses a concept called storage server. And it is the building block of Exadata. It is the primary component of the Exadata. So let us understand these components further. You know database server? Database server is where you install database binaries and deploy database instances. Then what about the storage server? Storage server provides the storage for your data. So storage server includes the storage hardware like a hard disk storage, flash-based SSD storage. Exadata storage servers uses both the hard disk storage, which is the traditional storage, and also flash-based SSD storage. You know SSD storage is a high performance storage compared to hard disk storage. SSD storage is high performance storage. So Exadata storage server uses both of them and intelligently use both of them to store data and cache data for improving the I/O performance. You will understand what is that caching and storing at a later stage. But for now, Exadata storage server provides the storage required to store your Oracle database data. And of course, the network connects the database servers with the storage servers. Now, another feature, very important feature on Exadata, which you don't find on traditional storage, which is not possible in the traditional environments, is something called offloading. In Exadata, data intensive processing can be automatically offloaded to the storage server. On the storage server, there is an intelligent software called Exadata System Software is installed. This software is built by Oracle, used on Exadata. This is not available in the traditional environments. So this Exadata System Software has some database intelligence built into that. So because of that, some of the database processing can be done inside the storage server closer to the data. So instead of transporting the data to the database server for processing, your queries are offloaded to the storage server where they are processed closer to the data. So because of that, queries that take a lot of time in the traditional environments can be completed in very quick time on Exadata. So this is a very radical and very different feature available on Exadata, which is not available on the traditional database environments. Because in the traditional database environments, the storage cannot understand Oracle. The storage is a dumb storage in the sense it stores the data, serves the data as required by Oracle database. Data processing is done on the database server only. This slide shows you the hardware components of the database server and storage server. As I mentioned earlier, Exadata is synonymous with high performance. So that means all the components must be latest hardware components, high-end hardware components. The servers inside the Exadata are very powerful. Each server in the latest version of Exadata, which is X10M, each database server has 192 CPU cores. They are AMD CPUs. Starting with the X10M version, Oracle is using AMD CPUs. Prior to X10M version, in all the previous versions of Exadata, there were Intel Xeon processors. Starting with X10M version, Intel Xeon processors were replaced with AMD EPYC processors. They support more CPU cores, more memory on the server. So now in the latest version of Exadata, each database server comes with 192 CPU cores, 512 GB installed RAM, which can be upgradable, and internal storage, which is flash-based SSD of 7.68 terabyte. This internal storage in the database server is where the operating system binaries are installed, grid infrastructure, Oracle grid infrastructure binaries are installed, Oracle database binaries are installed, and Exadata system software binaries are also installed. So that is about the database server. Then coming to storage server, each storage server has its own hardware components. Physically, it is a different software. And each storage server comes with 64 AMD CPU cores and 1.5 terabyte of RAM with 264 terabyte of hard disk storage up to 150 terabytes of flash-based SSD storage. You have different types of storage servers. Basically, you have high capacity storage server, extreme flash storage server, and extended storage server. So that way you can understand the hardware components on each of these servers. This is per server. In a Exadata system, you will have many database servers, many storage servers. So to get the rack level capacity, system level capacity, you have to multiply these numbers by the number of servers in the rack. So Exadata comes in rack. Each rack will have minimum 2 database servers, minimum 3 storage servers. And you can add more database servers, more storage servers as per your workload requirements. So that way, it is a modular design. As per your changing workloads, you can add more database servers to the system, more storage servers to the system. So when you add more database or storage servers, you are proportionately adding more resources, more CPU, more RAM, more network bandwidth to process that additional workload. So that way it is a scalable design without impacting your performance. So Exadata uses scale-out architecture. You will have many database servers inside the rack, multiple storage servers, and you can add more servers as required. The architecture expands from small to extremely large configurations to accommodate workloads of any size. There is no single point of failure and no performance bottlenecks. So Oracle, after observing the traditional database deployments, traditional database architectures, and studying the requirements for high-end processing requirements for your Oracle database server, has come up with cloud-based architecture, scalable architecture, without any single point of failure inside. A server may fail. It won't impact your database deployed on the system. Network may fail. It won't impact your database. Storage may fail. It won't impact your database availability. So that way, everywhere inside the hardware layer, inside the software, redundancy is built into the system. That's why it is fault-tolerant architecture. No single point of failure, which results in highest performance for your Oracle database. And this architecture scales linearly. You can add more compute power, more database servers. You can add more storage servers. When you add more servers, you are proportionately adding more CPU, more memory, more network bandwidth to handle the additional workload. Coming to software, on these servers, lot of software is installed. For example, on the database server, the operating system is Oracle Linux. Apart from the operating system, Oracle Grid Infrastructure software is installed, Oracle Database software is installed, Oracle Exadata System software is installed. Oracle Exadata System software is a new software developed by Oracle deployed on Exadata. It is deployed on both the database servers and storage servers. You can see in this diagram, Oracle ESS, Oracle Exadata System software, or simply called Oracle Exadata software, is deployed both on the database server as well as storage server. Coming to storage server, on the storage server, the operating system is Oracle Linux and Oracle Exadata System software. This is the building block of Exadata. This is the main power behind Exadata performance. And this software is engineered to work with Oracle database software. Because of that, some of the queries can be offloaded to the storage and processed inside the storage. So that way, a lot of software is deployed on these servers. And this software is deployed when you purchase the Exadata. Later, as a DBA, you need to update this software time to time. Oracle provides software updates called patches. You need to understand these updates, the terminology. There are two types of patches in Exadata. One is the patches to Oracle Grid Infrastructure and Oracle Database. Another is the patch to Oracle Exadata software. which is installed on both the database servers and storage servers. So traditionally, in traditional environments as a DBA, you apply patches to Oracle Grid Infrastructure homes, Oracle Database homes. You don't apply something called storage server patch or Exadata system patch. On Exadata, you have patches to Exadata software. And all these hardware components, all these software components are pre-installed, pre-configured when you purchase Exadata. So otherwise, you don't install Exadata, you don't configure Exadata. It comes as a readily built system. You just connect to your data center, power on, and start deploying your databases. So that way it reduces your overall deployment also. Now, how these servers are clustered? Okay, there are many servers, many database servers, many storage servers. They are clustered, okay, for high availability and scalability. The database servers are clustered using Oracle Real Application Clusters. So the database implementation is rack database. Then the storage that is coming from different storage servers is pooled or clustered together using Oracle ASM. So that way, even though you have multiple physical servers, they are all clustered together using Oracle Real Application Clusters and Oracle ASM. So the default deployment is rack. Technically speaking, you can also deploy a single instance database on Exadata, but you don't get availability because it has only one instance running on only one server. If that server fails, you don't meet your high availability requirements. But you can deploy a single instance database also on Exadata platform. To get the high availability, rack is the standard deployment. With rack, you will have multiple instances deployed on multiple servers, which can tolerate the failure of a server. So that's why the default deployment on Exadata is rack database. That's why you should be familiar with the rack. You should have rack skills, and storage management is done with Oracle ASM. That's why you also should be well familiar with Oracle ASM. Now this slide compares the generic cluster with Exadata cluster. In the generic cluster, the traditional clusters that you use for rack deployment, so you will have database servers and you will have external storage. Generally, it is SAN storage. This storage can store the data but cannot process the SQLs inside. And this storage is accessed over the network by your database server. And remember, this SAN storage is used by other servers also in your organization, not dedicated to your database servers. And the storage network is common for all these servers. So apart from your Oracle database data, the data for other applications may also be transported over the same storage network. So the same network bandwidth is used for all the servers in your organization. As more and more data is stored on this storage, the network bandwidth may saturate and cause performance problems. Whereas in Exadata, the storage is dedicated to the databases deployed on the database servers. This storage is only for the use of Oracle databases deployed on the database servers. This storage cannot be used by other servers in your organization. And this network which connects these servers and the network bandwidth is dedicated to only your Oracle databases. And once you run out of storage, you can add more storage servers and add more resources, more CPU, more memory, more network bandwidth, so that the additional load can be handled by the additional resources. So that way it is a modular approach, highly scalable approach without any performance bottlenecks. And the storage can process SQL. Data intensive processing can be offloaded to the storage server, and the processing can be handled by the storage server itself.